through. Today we got Gabby. We got Gabby reading doing the commentary today, so you don't have to listen to me today. I'm going to be trying to concentrate on the camera work. I'll just pass you over to Gabby.
Apologies, we've tried to do this 3 times now and we've only just managed to get it sorted. So today we are at home at Thurrock Oakfield against Sutton and Epsom. And for the home team for Thurrock, we've got Lauren Paul, Alex Zudnik, or Polish, Leah Dixon, Annalise Kosterg, or Frenchie. We're very creative with these names, as you can tell. Jess Grace, Amy Patel, Elsie Burns, Maddie Lockwood, Corinne Birch, Sophie Scanlon, Abby Jones, Charlotte Tweedle, Faye Cox, Hannah Thornhill, and Jess Pettifor. With the finishers, Kaylee McHugh, Megan Harris, Holly Edgeway, Amy Parsad, or Radders, Jade Wong, Emma West, or Westy, and India Harvey J. For the away team today, we've got Zoe McTair, Erin Bolchin, Beth Evans, who is captain for today, Detty Reese, Hannah Thompson, Liv Lamb, Esme Newton, Abby Brassey, Zoe Smith, Joe Evans, who is vice captain, Lucy Hode, Clara Stevens, Ellie Grove, Alice Clark, and Amy Hunter. With the replacements, Isabel Keith, Rachel Balcombe, Lauren McPartlin, Mariella McLean, Jennifer O'Brien, and Emily Bell. So Thurrock have just got a penalty for a high tackle by Sutton and Epsom. The kick is going to be taken by Sophie. Lovely kick downfield, doesn't quite find touch, and is dropped forwards by Sutton and Epsom. The referee sets up for the scrum. Very strong scrum from both sides. Thurrock manages to keep hold of the ball and it is passed out wide. Lovely miss pass straight to Hannah Thornhill. Unfortunately, it is just knocked during contact. Abby Jones scrambles to keep it up, but unfortunately the referee has seen it as a forward pass. Apologies, as you will have probably seen in your top right hand corner of the screen, we've only just started the timer, so we will probably be a minute or 2 off.
Too many toys to play with.
It's an excellent drive from the Thurrock scrum, however they have unfortunately turned it, so the referee has given the penalty to Sutton. And taking the kick is number 10 and vice captain Joe Evans. A lovely kick downfield straight to the hands of, I believe that is Abby Jones. No, that is Faye Cox. Apologies, half the people on this team are blonde and small. Maddie Lockwood takes it into contact, drives through nicely but is brought short by Abby Brassey. This time Elsie Burns runs into contact, taken down very nicely by number 2 Erin Bolchin. The ball has gone wild and Sutton are just pushed over to the ground by Annalise. A lovely dummy pass to go to the real pass. Oh, and an unfortunate knock on by Sutton there, but picked up very nicely by Hannah Thornhill. Ball goes to Amy Patel, which goes to Maddie Lockwood. Maddie drives through the contact, but it is taken down by Zoe McTair. Lovely kick once again from Sophie. Ball goes wild, but picked up by Polish Zudnik. Lovely drive through. Sutton seemed to be struggling to bring her to a halt, but eventually she drops to the floor. Corinne plays out nicely to Amy Patel, who hopes to do the same. It's a lovely drive. Ball taken to Jess Grace, who runs straight into the arms of Beth Evans, who is captain. Corin does well to pick and go. They've got no 9 supported, or no 9 to clear out the ball now. I believe that is Leah who decides to pick and go. Thurrock are driving for this line. They can see the try line. They can almost smell it. They are so close. There's a scramble, but Thurrock still maintain possession. Faycock's very quick to jump on the top of that ruck. Sophie season in, supported by Amy Patel, who successfully drives out the ruck. Sorry, my eyes are watering a bit with this wind, I can't quite see. Sutton are doing excellently defensively to keep Thurrock just shy of the line. Although, unfortunately, their efforts have come to an end, and Thurrock have scored the first try of the game, bringing it to 5-0 to Thurrock. Unfortunately, I couldn't quite see who scored that, but I don't suppose you saw that? We think it was probably Leah Dixon or potentially Lauren Paul. And for now, it will be Sophie Scanlon to take the kick. It's quite a nice area to kick from. It's relatively near the centre of the pitch. So let's hope this wind doesn't throw her off her game. But all in all, that is a fantastic start to the game by Thurrock. Within the first, well, can't quite say 5 minutes, about 4 or 5 minutes, they've managed to score the first try of the game. Sutton don't look quite put off by it though, as they're ready to chase down the kick.
Stoppage time, that clock should be okay soon. It's just an indicator.
Beautiful kick from Sophie, gets the extra 2 points of the conversion, bringing it to 7-0 to Thurrock.
You did, eh, man? You just like. Because after when you walk up, just went. You're doing a peninsula.
So actually, complete apologies, that was number 8 Maddie Lockwood that scored that.
Was it?
Yes, it was initially taken in by Leah Dixon, but went to Maddie Lockwood, who scored the ultimate try.
And how are you seeing that, Gabby?
I'm seeing that by watching back the footage because my eyes are not quite as reliable. So the ball just misses Leah Dixon, goes to Annalise, who passes it back to Leah. Ball goes to Amy Patel, who passes to Jess Grace, who runs very nicely into Zoe McTear once again. Oh, number 9 Zoe Smith is very hot off the line to chase that ball. And we've got number 12 Charlotte Tweedle, who is straight over, taking the ball and a lovely run.
Get with it, girls, come on!
She manages to shake off the tackle with a line break. And is doing an excellent drive. She's gained a large amount of ground with that one. Maddie Lockwood decides to keep the ball rolling, doing the same thing. Ball goes to Annalise. Charlotte is straight there again to try and clear them out. And number 8, Abby Brassey, is not releasing the tackle. So Corin Birch takes it in. Referee watching for Sutton to stay onside. Maddie Lockwood once again. This time Amy Patel crashing in. And the referee calls for a penalty for Thurrock. I'm not quite sure what that was for. From the hand movements, it may be multiple things being, offside. I think the referee isn't quite happy with Sutton not rolling away from tackles in time. So let's hope that doesn't add up to a yellow card eventually. Amy Patel once again straight into contact. Cleared out very nicely and dragged along by Leah Dixon. Ball goes straight back to Sophie, who then passes out to another lovely blonde Thurrock player that I have no idea who it is. Back to Polish, passing into Jess Grace. Jess makes a lovely line break straight for the post and scores the second try of the game. An excellent gap seen by Jess Grace and a lovely drive that unfortunately Sutton were just not able to stop. And she's done Sophie a very lovely favour there by once again plonking it right near the centre of the pitch. So hopefully if that wind doesn't pick up once again, it will be a lovely kick.
Technical term, plonking.
Plonking, yes. Trying to expand my vocabulary when doing commentating, as last season my favourite word was fantastic. Sophie once again lines up for the kick. This time Sutton don't seem too concerned with chasing the ball down. Once again it's a lovely kick straight through the sticks and brings us up another 2 points, although someone doesn't seem to be keeping track of that on the board. So we are now at 14-0 to Thurrock. Words of encouragement from Hannah Thornhill, who is captain today. Apologies, I don't think I said that earlier. This is her first season as captain. She's doing very well to keep the morale in the team going. With unfortunately 2 losses earlier in this season, but obviously as today is going, Thurrock do not give up, and Hannah is pushing the team forwards to have another successful season like the last. It's a lovely kick from Sutton, just missed by the hands of Jess Grace, straight to Hannah Thornhill. Hannah just lovely ducking and diving, getting around 3 of the 5, 6, 7 of the Sutton and Epsom players. It was eventually brought to ground by, I believe that was Erin Bouchin. Apologies if I'm butchering that. Sorry, I'm forgetting I'm meant to be commentating this. A lovely break from Jess Pettifor. Oh, that was a very, very unfortunate hit from Sutton. I believe that is the second time it's been a high tackle, and I believe it was the same player. Yep, I've just had a confirmation from Annalise and Sam. It is in fact the second time. The ball doesn't quite find touch, but number 15, Amy Hunter, struggles to pick it up, and ultimately Thurrock grabbed the ball once again, crawling forwards with it as they weren't quite held. Amy Patel, lovely pass off the shoulder to Leah Dixon. And once again, Sutton are just struggling to run out the way quick enough. Oh, that looked like a bit of a painful tackle for Sutton. Lovely handoff by Frenchie. But unfortunately the referee has seen... Oh, sorry, that wasn't Frenchie, that was Charlotte. And unfortunately it has just been knocked forwards.
Catch this one.
But still learning the ropes of rugby after a decade. Thought it was going to be a kick. Got a lovely turnout of supporters today at Thurrock Oakfield, with a number of games with the younger ages this morning, and a good few of them have stayed to watch the game and support their women's side, which is always excellent to see. This time Thurrock decide that they're going to keep on with their scrum, and a very strong one at that. Sutton just about managed to get a lovely kick just before Amy Patel brings her to the ground. Sutton struggles to pick it up and unfortunately knocks it on.
I'm sorry.
Once again, we have got a scrum. This time Sutton are digging their heels in, refusing to move despite Thurrock's efforts. But the ball gets to Corinne Birch, who passes out to Charlotte Tweedle. A bit of a rogue pass, but it still gets to Faye Cox, who passes it out to Jess Pettiford. Lovely offload. But unfortunately it was forwards. However, I'm sure the coaches of Thurrock will be happy with that, as they've been practicing relentlessly passing out of a tackle. Looks like Elsie Burns is just getting some more strapping for her blocks. She's giving me a death stares. I think she can hear me.
Your voice travels well. I think you need the mic.
No, I don't. Haven't you heard me yelling on a pitch? Yeah, so I think with the time still running, this will probably add up to the amount of time we left off. Oh, that's Elsie Burns.
No, stay away! Away!
So once again, this does seem to be a very forward run game at the moment, with the number of scrums we've already had so far. Lovely kick from Sutton, goes straight downfield, doesn't quite find touch. But it does on the second bounce. So I believe, I may be wrong with this, but I believe this is Sutton and Epsom's second year in the Champ 1 area game. How? What am I trying to say? Oh, thank you. Yes, this is their second season in Champ 1, and they are showing what they can do with it, as they very quick off the line with the defence after that line out. Although Amy Patel is making it very difficult for them, but she's ultimately brought to ground by Sutton. Or unfortunately a knock-on by Thurrock, although personally I do think that came off her foot. However, the referee doesn't seem to agree with me, and the ball is shipped out very nicely, although unfortunately Ellie Grove is brought to ground by Thurrock. However, the referee brings it back for the earlier knock-on, and the penalty is awarded to Sutton. So last season, I believe the last time we saw Sutton, it was a very close game, which was 27-29 in the end, with Thurrock just managing to take the win by the hair. And I believe before that was a bit more of a larger gap. I'm not trying to root for Thurrock here, although I'm a Thurrock team, with 34-10 to Thurrock. However, today is shaping up to be an excellent match between the two, and of course it is still anyone's game, as we are still in the first quarter of the game. No doubt Sutton are coming back with vendetta to beat Thurrock this time at home, although Corinne Birch again dived on the ball very nicely, and the referee seems to be saying that Sutton knocked it on, although once again I personally believe that went backwards.
Actually, to give the ref a call and put him on the VAR again.
Although, of course, no judgment to the referee if he does come back to watch this video and hears me talking about him. I do not mean it maliciously. Please do not hate us. Don't need any biases here. Another phenomenal scrum from both sides, although I do worry about the front row of Sutton. Her back did seem bent at an awkward angle there. But Sophie picks up the ball, finds a gap, a lovely chip kick through, and it just finds touch. Excellent move. So it looks like we will be having another line out this game. A lovely throw in from Detty Reese, but unfortunately it does go to the Thurrock side. Number 6, Liv Lamb, attempts to bring down Thurrock. And the referee has seen that Thurrock is holding on to the ball after a lovely ruck by Sutton. Thurrock sets up for the kick. Once again, a lovely kick downfield. Goes into touch very nicely just after the halfway line, and it will be another line out.
Let's go!
Lauren Paul takes it from the back of the line out and jumps round with Elsie Burns to cover her. The girls pick up the fumbled ball. And Sutton are attempting to drive over, but are just not budging Thurrock at all. A lovely pass from Charlotte, but unfortunately it just goes to the shoulder of Faye, and the referee sees it as a knock-on. Another scrum for today. Number 9, Zoe Smith, is giving Corinne Birch no room to get anywhere near her with the ball. And a lovely pass out to number 10, Jo Evans, vice-captain today. Beautiful pass inside from Ellie Grove, straight to Amy Hunter, who looks like she's passed it out to number 11, Lucy Hose. Although there seems to be some screaming at the moment, it looks like there has been an injury to Sutton. And that sounds very painful. Unfortunately, I'm not too sure what it is she's done. But it doesn't sound like this is a good injury, unfortunately. Well, no injury is a good injury, but of course, but...
I know what you mean. Yeah, I did hear a squeal. I didn't see what happened.
No.
Quick review.
So unfortunately, we don't have playback on this feature. Hopefully, we'll get that soon. Get to England rugby standard.
I think she was off. No. Yeah. Oh, she's there. Oops, wrong way.
So by the looks of it, upon reviewing, it looks like she's tripped over one of the Thurrock players. An unfortunate incident. It was not intentional by the looks of it. Yeah, she's clashed with one of the Thurrock players, and I believe it is her leg.
So it was Faye she's clashed with.
And it did look like it went at an odd angle, so unfortunately, yes, she's been carried off. Of course, we hope she has a speedy recovery and it's not anything serious, but that did look painful. Unfortunately, I couldn't quite see what the number was. It is number 7, Esme Newton. It's a shame, she was having a good game. Unfortunately, I'm not too sure who has come on as her replacement just yet. I believe it is... No, it's not number 21. Sorry, lots of shirts on the pitch at the moment. It looks like it's number 22, and of course no one on the team sheet has number 22 next to their name, so I won't be able to say who it is.
Oh, we haven't got 22 on there.
It's always helpful for a commentator when people swap their shirt numbers. This scrum doesn't quite look as stable as Thurrock seemed to be exploiting that, although Sutton takes it on well. Number 8, Abby Brassey, running it into contact. The referee has awarded a penalty to Sutton. Obviously, this is quite a dangerous area for Thurrock, as Sutton could have one clean break away from a try. Seem to be setting up a pod, with number 3, Beth Evans, captain today, taking the head of it. She does well to drive through, but is ultimately brought to the ground by Charlotte Tweedle and Sophie Scanlon. Number 8, once again, Abby Brassey, running into contact, driving through. Ball passes out to number 10, number 12, who sees a gap and tries to go for it, but is brought short by Amy Battelle. Sutton go out wide again, this time to number 21. And there seems to be quite the scramble here. Thurrock are doing their best to turn over the ball, and I think they've just succeeded. An excellent turnover from Thurrock in a very critical area of the pitch. I think that is once again Amy Patel doing an excellent fight to get the Sutton player off the ball, although she comes straight back in with her own ruck. An excellent drive, but Thurrock just about managed to maintain possession of the ball. Another lovely kick from Sophie into space. There's a scramble from Sutton, but it's lovely pick up there. Although she's brought to ground viciously by Thurrock. And they are fighting to gain back possession, but they don't quite manage it. There's an overlap to the winger, number 11, Lucy Hode, so she goes once again for the try, but passes it out to number 13. And there seems to have been a bit of a clash there. And the referee has stopped gameplay. This will be a Thurrock penalty. And Elsie Burns has sat down. That looked like quite a hard impact. I'm hoping it wasn't anything serious or a head injury, but hopefully it's just she's knocked the wind out of herself a little bit. Yeah, so it looks like gameplay has paused for the time being.
Did you see what happened to Elsie there, Gabby?
Yes, it looks like she went in for the tackle. Number 13, I believe it was, Ellie Grove, seemed to have stepped a little bit, and I think Elsie was a bit unprepared for the contact that soon. And hopefully it's just she's winded herself a little bit. But she seems to be jumping back up, as she quite frequently seems to do. And she's ready to continue with the game. It can be quite a pain with rugby sometimes. People can go down with injuries and you can't see how on earth it happened, but something's definitely gone wrong, and you can only hear it from the player themselves, I suppose. But even sometimes, as Elsie's had before herself, she's got no idea how it's happened, she just knows it has. So we once again are setting up for a scrum. It has come straight back out the other side, unfortunately, so it looks like neither of the hookers' feet have managed to grab it in time, and causing Amy to dive onto the ball, but the referee blows a whistle to bring it back to the scrum.
So, good solid start by Thurrock, Gabby. 14-0 in the first. 25-30 minutes or so. But Sutton definitely having a better period of play this last couple of minutes.
Yes, I agree. Though Sutton are not looking deterred at all and continue to attack. I mean, look where they are on the pitch. Continuing to attack with the same velocity that they did before, which is excellent to see. But Maddie Lockwood has taken the ball and is running with it. She's taken straight into contact, but cleared out by Corinne Birch is number 8, Abby Brassey. Apologies, Abby, I keep saying your name, keeps seeing your number, but I still can't seem to remember it. And the referee has seen that Thurrock are holding onto the ball, and he appears to be marching them backwards. And this time it is number 3, Beth Evans, looking for that first try of the game for Sutton. The Sutton just keep knocking on the door of the Thurrock try line, and they're hoping that that door is going to open, and the referee seems to be wanting it to open for them. Not quite sure what the referee has called for that there. Oh, and high tackle. Unfortunately, with the new tackle height in rugby being slightly lower, it is a lot easier to get a high tackle, but of course if it is severely high, then there's no excuses, sadly. Thurrock are just managing to keep Sutton at bay, but they are mere inches from the try line. Thurrock are scrambling to stop them. Sutton appear to just be crashing the ball into a brick wall at the moment, but they are getting ever closer. Currently quite holding my breath for Sutton at the minute. Oh, they're so close. Is it being held up? Oh, Thurrock keep driving them backwards. But Sutton seem to be struggling to get themselves back up again. Although they've seen a gap, they're going for it. It's number 3, Beth Evans once again. But they just stopped short. Thurrock doing excellently defensively to stop them. Elsie Burns jumps in to tackle Clara Stevens. I feel like I'm doing horse racing commentating. Thurrock once again stopping them.
By Thurrock here, Gabby.
Yes, very. They are keen for this not to go through, but the referee has seen there's an offside by Thurrock. So once again, Sutton are awarded their 3rd penalty to try and get them over that line and the ball to the ground. Although it appears that Lauren Paul's had an injury, so we are stopping for the time being once again. By the looks of it, Sutton will be repeating the earlier tactic of setting up a pod and probably trying to run straight into the wall of, I believe that is Jess Grace, Elsie Burns, Alex Zudnik and Leah Dixon. Obviously we have support with Amy Patel, Corinne Birch and Charlotte Tweedle. Thurrock are quick off the line, ready for the impact that never comes. It goes straight to number 1, Zoe McTair. Although Thurrock continue to drive them further back from the line, they're very hot off of it in defence. Sutton get themselves set and get the ball out to, I believe that was number 2, Erin Bouchin. This time, once again, number 3, Beth Evans, captain. I'm sure she would love to get a try today. The ball was just fumbled by Sutton, but luckily not a knock-on, so they maintain possession of it, and the referee has seen another penalty to be given to Sutton. The referee seems unhappy and is calling over Captain Hannah Thornhill. Oh, he's also speaking to Amy Patel, who has been carded. I believe that would be a team card for offside. The referee seems to be quite hot on it, which is not a bad thing at all. Just unfortunate for Thurrock that it has resulted in that yellow card. Although I'm sure, well, I'm aware that they do prepare for this instance, but of course no one likes getting a yellow card. And once again, Sutton have the penalty. Running into contact this time is number 8, Abby Brassey. Once again, Captain Beth Evans Although she has unfortunately knocked it on, which is such a shame after all of the hard work that Sutton have put in, but no doubt they will be back there soon in the game as they continue to drive Thurrock back into a retreating defence.
So much energy expended there, Gabby, in those 5 minutes. Bashing on that door, bashing on the door. Thurrock just keep defending, and both teams must be exhausted after that.
Yes, it was a hard drive from Sutton and an equally hard defence from Thurrock. So we'll see what Thurrock does with the ball now, as these scrums seem to have been quite temperamental.
So Sophie's getting ready for the kick.
But of course, with Amy Patel on the sidelines now after the yellow card, they will have had to have had someone else fill in, or they may just be doing a scrum, a player down. Yes, they appear to be doing it a player down. Even a player down, Thurrock does well to keep Sutton at bay, although that left side of Sutton just seems to be creeping round. Maddie Lockwood takes the ball. I think Sutton just avoids another high tackle there. But they're still trying to get the ruck through. Sophie kicks very nicely once again. Well, there's some confusion with Sutton there on who was going to go for that ball, and ultimately it is knocked off the pitch.
Was it knocked into touch, or was that a knock-on?
Oh, he's called for a knock-on by Sutton. So Thurrock once again have the ball.
Slowly releasing that pressure, Gabby. They're out to the 22 now after spending so long on the try line.
Yes, I'm sure Thurrock are sweating a little bit less now, being a bit closer to the centre line of the pitch. I'm sure they're hoping to continue moving forwards. It's excellent to see that Thurrock have not even noticed that they are a player down at the moment in defence, and hopefully they're going to keep striving forwards with their attack. Once again, the forwards do well to maintain their place. Ball goes out to Sophie, out to Abby Jones, then to Faye Cox, who finds a line. She breaks through it. She's got a lovely run. She's seeing her support on her right-hand shoulder. Goes to Jess Pettifor, who just about offloads it to Hannah Thornhill, who manages to evade the tackle by Ellie Grove. And that is, she's brought to ground, but Maddie Lockwood does well to dive on the ball. Number 8 has got her hands on it, but she's off her feet, so she doesn't quite get it. The ball goes to the floor by Alex after being passed to Jess Grace. The referee has given the penalty. There was a bit of a dramatic flair, so I'm not sure if someone has said something. The referee, sorry, not the referee, Sutton lines up for the kick. Lovely kick, doesn't quite find touch, but unfortunately is knocked on by Thurrock. The referee allows for the advantage to be played, and once again Thurrock are back on the defence. Epsom runs into contact, is unfortunately unable to drive through the brick wall that is Thurrock. The referee is once again given advantage, but he's called it back for an earlier knock-on. Although I'm sure Sophie Scanlon was very ready to run through that there. Once again, we find ourselves at a scrum. Sutton have collapsed, number 6 dropping to the floor, but the referee has seen something on the other side of the scrum that he was not happy with. Seems to be having a conversation with the front rows. Two teams set up once again. Zoe Smith feeding the ball into the scrum. Ball goes in. Corin Birch is at the ready. The ball gets passed out and goes blind. And the ball just bouncing into touch on the other side of the pitch, just into the Thurrock half. So this time we're setting up for a line out. Players jump, ball goes up, so does Elsie Burns. Ball gets passed out to Corin Birch, who just evades a tackle by Zoe Smith, evades a tackle by multiple people and is still running through. Sutton do well to try and get to the breakdown, but unfortunately are just unable to make a difference in the ruck. This time it is Alex running through, with ultimately Beth Evans bringing her to the ground. Although it appears number 9, Corin Birch, is injured. Thurrock plays on without her. Abby Jones is brought down, although that was a bit high from number 5, Hannah Thompson. But as Abby was already falling, there was nothing much she could do. Maddie Lockwood does well to push through again, but once again, Sutton is not rolling out the way. And now Sutton has brought round the ruck. Jess Grace runs into contact head on head with Beth Evans. And this time Beth Evans has gone over the top. Unfortunately, he's not able to make a difference to the ruck. Clinging on there was Zoe McTear to Lauren Paul. Jess Pettifor running through the contact, manages to do a beautiful offload to Hannah Thornhill, who makes a difference with it, pushing through, fighting her way to that try line. And, Sutton just weren't quick enough there for the minute. Although Maddie Lockwood taking on the position at 9, which might be a new competition for scrum half. This time Sophie stepping into the role. Lovely pass out from Lauren Paul to Jess Grace, who is pounced on once again by number 8, Abby Brassey. Thurrock look right, goes to Alex, who just teases Sutton, gets it back to Maddie Lockwood. Maddie sees a better route than forwards. She takes it to the ground. Thurrock are straight over there with her. And they're getting ready to run it in again. This time Faye Cox just slipping through the gaps a little bit, and now it is just a mess of bodies. The referee is called for a high tackle once again by Sutton and has blown for the injury of Corin Birch. By the looks of it, we've got India Harvey coming onto the pitch. Unfortunately, Corin is being taken off. It looks like a leg injury. There's lots of cheering for India Harvey, or India Harvey J, apologies. Don't mean to insult her partner. Or wife, I should say. Sorry. Can't seem to get my words out today. Once again, Thurrock are on the attack, mere metres from the try line. Ready to take it in is taken by Faye Cox, who I believe has stepped into the role of 9. As India Harvey takes outside centre. Very lovely hands from Charlotte Tweedle there, who gets the ball out to Hannah Thornhill, who just reaches for the try line and gets the score. It's an excellent bit of work from the backs. No doubt the forwards have trusted them very mightily with that, not to drop the ball or knock it on, and it has paid off very nicely. So that brings the score of Thurrock up once again to 19-0. I'm sure they're very happy with that, as half-time cannot be far away, although Sophie has got a job to end this half on with a very far wide left kick. I believe she's a right-footed kicker, so it shouldn't be too much trouble with her, but the wind does seem to be coming up and down recently.
It looks like it's going from right to left. It's against her.
So as Marco has said, it looks like the wind is against her, unfortunately, so it may be the distance more than the angle that is an issue. But of course, best of luck to Sophie. I'm sure she would just like a bit of a rest for now. But Sutton are prepared to chase down the kick and are poised and ready. Unfortunately, we were correct as the ball has fallen short and seemed to just hang in the air for a while with the wind. So the score remains at 19-0 to Thurrock as we near the close of the first half of the game. Unfortunately, we've had 2 injuries, 1 to each side, and a yellow card to Thurrock. So at the moment, actually, that is excellent of Thurrock to be able to score a try whilst a player down. That is an absolute accolade to Thurrock. But no doubt Sutton will be having a chat in the changing rooms and coming out fighting even harder for the second half, as they don't seem deterred at all. Thurrock is set to receive the kick. Lovely kick from, I believe that was number 12, Clara Stevens. Straight to the hands of Leah Dixon, who fends off Sutton. Sutton very quick to get to that breakdown, but are just shy of a chance to grab the ball. Jess Grace once again running into contact, and the referee has seen something to provide Thurrock with the advantage. Sophie sees a lovely kick with Lauren Paul, Abby Jones and Elsie Burns on the attack. And the referee has seen an offside from Sutton, and it looks like Beth Evans is not quite happy with the call, but she no doubt agrees with the ref, as arguing with the ref unfortunately is not something you can do in this game. But luckily Amy Patel is back on the pitch, so it's once again 15 against 15, and I'm sure Thurrock can breathe a little bit easier with that. Faye Cox with the ball. Polish run into contact, but a lovely little chip off the shoulder to her teammate. Maggie Lockwood once again passing out to Sophie, passes it out to, oh my gosh, too many names, Charlotte. Ball goes a bit awry, but goes straight to the hands of Jess Pettiford nevertheless. She runs into contact, avoiding it well for the time being, but is cleared out by India Harvey J and Amy Patel. Maggie Lockwood once again running into contact, does well to get the ball to the ground. And the ball is once again in the hands of number 5, Jess Grace. Ball goes out wide, lovely throw over the shoulder to Alex, and then Abby Jones is off, potentially looking for another try before the end of this half. She is going, but Sutton is there. Sutton is on her, but it is just too late, and unfortunately Ellie Grove can't make the difference of that tackle, and that is a beautiful run straight under the post once again from Abby Jones. And I think number 13, Ellie Grove, was a bit lucky there, as that was once again quite high, and that would have been her 3rd high tackle of this game. It's a phenomenal try from Thurrock, being able to move the ball as quick as they could. Lovely chip over the shoulder from Amy Patel. As much as that was a fantastic run from Abby Jones, that was definitely a team-made try. This is likely to be the last kick of the half. Once again, Sutton are ready to chase down this ball. So if anyone wants a cup of tea or some biscuits or maybe a beer for the Sunday, I would probably go get it now. And once again, a beautiful kick from Sophie, straight through the post without trouble. And that brings the score up to 26-0 to Thurrock. But by no means are Thurrock likely to be chilling out at the moment. They are still probably pushing for as many points on the board as they can, as they know if they drop their guard for even a second, Sutton will find that gap and they will push through it. We appear to be down a ball. Can't quite play it without can't play the game without a ball. but I believe it may have got stuck in the trees, as that is one unfortunate thing about kicking to that side. Although you kick the other side, it goes over the fence into the farmer's field, so either way it's not the best. Stunning kick from Sutton, straight downfield, right into the hands of Charlotte Tweedle. Lovely pick up. Into contact once again, quite high from Sutton, and she's driving to get to the ground. She has made it. Lovely pass from Faye to Jess, who absolutely bulldozes Erin Bolchin. Lauren Paul picks and goes, and the ball is ripped from her hands, but luckily it goes backwards, straight to Maddie Lockwood, who does a beautiful step that a back would be proud of. To the hands of Lauren Paul, I believe that is. No, that is Leah Dixon, apologies. Will one of you please wear your hair differently? It would really help me. Ball goes wild again, but Thurrock do well to recover it, but it's unfortunately a knock-on by Thurrock. Sutton are very happy to hear that, but sadly it is the final whistle of this half, which is a absolute shame from Epsom because they were really getting a flow there, but it was good. I've just been informed the earlier incident with Elsie Burns was a shoulder to the head. That was unfortunate, but nevertheless she's carried on and she's played excellently. We have got a few shout outs today, one for Charlotte Tweedle, her lovely daughter Ava Jade. She's only 3 and she's currently 360 miles away, and I'm sure if you're watching she'd love to tell you she misses you and she loves you lots. And also a shout out to the Thornhills, Hannah Thornhill's mum Kath, dad Keith, uncle Alan and auntie Mary. Obviously we love to give shout outs on here, so if you'd like a shout out, please do comment below or ask your T-Bird on the team to send me a message and I will get it out there for you, because no doubt I'm sure we have Mercedes Foy and her lovely partner Jen over in the Cayman Islands, and today we've got Izzy Lush, we've also got Annalise Curley, we've also got Sam and a number of other T-Birds I'm sure that are hiding from me at this moment in time that have come to support their fellow T-Birds, as well as a number of Sutton and Epsom supporters, which is always good to see, pushing the women's sport. But we will be back at the end of this half, for the next half, and we'll see you in a bit.
see it move.
Hello and welcome back to the second half of Thurrock versus Sutton and Epsom at Thurrock Oakfield. At the moment the score is 26-0 to Thurrock, and we'll be seeing if that changes this half. No doubt Sutton and Epsom will be fighting to get back the points that they have lost, unfortunately. Lovely kick from Sutton once again, straight to the hands of Amy Patel, her first proper run out since the yellow card, but she has evaded absolutely everyone. Beautiful stepping, beautiful run, was not held, so the referee has allowed it to play on. Number 12 is not moving out the way. I believe her hair may have been caught under someone's foot. But Thurrock come with absolutely ferocious speed, but unfortunately they've played themselves out. And India Harvey J bringing Sutton to the ground. That's very well picked up by Sutton. Lovely kick, unfortunately doesn't quite go as far as I think they were hoping for it to. And Sutton stays in their half. And unfortunately, as they kicked it inside their own 22, and it went straight out into touch, it is a line out from where the ball was kicked, and it will be a Thurrock ball. I've only just learnt what the lines are, so if that's wrong, apologies. I have been playing for a decade, but I'm not great with it. But a line out to be thrown by Polish. Thurrock do a dummy, Elsie Burns goes up instead, but ultimately the ball goes to Beth Evans. Sutton, as expected, has come back with an absolute fire in their bellies, pushing through the Thurrock defence, itching to gain as much ground as they possibly can. Once again, the ball is kicked, but Thurrock are just in the way to stop it. Number 10, Jo Evans, dives on the ball just in front of Polish, but they are in a very, very dangerous zone at the moment. But no doubt they're going to kick to exit, or maybe crash the ball in again. This time I believe they'll be kicking to exit. I'm wrong once again. Interesting tactic from Sutton, so close to their line to keep crash balling, but now they've done what I said, they've listened to me, the ball has been kicked, but it has not found touch, it has found the hands of Abby Jones, and although I think Holly may have been a bit quick with that, it has gone into touch. I believe Abby's hair may have whipped the line and it's gone into touch. I don't know why I keep looking down the pitch, but I've literally got it right in front of me on the camera. This time it will be a Sutton ball thrown into the line out. Sutton walk in very casually. They go forwards. They don't put up till the last second, but the ball still goes to Thurrock anyway, straight to the hands of Polish, who's brought to the ground by Hannah Thompson. And Thurrock fight to keep it off, but the Sutton player just falls on top of them. Sutton doing very well to get to the breakdown quickly to challenge for the ball, but there was a gap and it has been found by number 11 Abby Jones, but she's stopped short and unfortunately is knocked on by Thurrock. It's an absolute shame, but that is always the worry with the offloads, is that people just won't be prepared for it and it will be knocked on. However, the referee has called for another high tackle by Sutton. I'm very surprised this hasn't resulted in a yellow card yet, being as Thurrock were given the yellow card for the offside. So yes, that is a little disappointing, but of course we'd rather the game play on anyways. Sophie Scanlon for the kick, Thurrock setting up to chase. There's no need as it goes straight into touch. It does appear that Sutton have made a change, as there is a number 17. I believe that may be Rachel Balcombe. Fortunately, I'm not sure. As I said earlier, everyone likes to swap shirts. But I believe that is the only change to the field at the moment. A lovely line-up by Thurrock, straight to the hands of Frenchie. Just going into a maul, and Thurrock seem to have found their feet and they're driving it forward. Taken out by Alex. She's brought to ground. Once again, Thurrock are back knocking on that door of Epsom. I keep switching between Sutton and Epsom now, I'm realising. Epsom are thin on the side, but they've got the ball, they've kicked it, and it has been taken by Abby Jones. Once again, I thought that went backwards, but the referee seems to disagree. Unfortunately, there is an injury. Not quite sure who that is, and I can just start to feel there is some rain on my face. So that wind is blowing and it is starting to spit. I'm not quite sure what sort of injury this is. I didn't see it happen. So we will have a review and see if we can see anything and see who it is. The words of Hannah Thornhill pushing Thurrock to keep playing with their strength to strength. I believe this injury was the result of a tackle from Thurrock, as she doesn't quite seem to get up off the floor. Oh no, it was a tackle from Epsom, apologies. Yes, it seems she may have been crushed under a pile of bodies just before that kick, but she's up, which is excellent. Maybe a case of she was just a little bit winded on the ground, but it's good to see that she is up and running once again. Should have probably kept count of how many scrums we were having this game, as it does seem to have been a number of them. But I believe this is the first one of the second half. And I don't think the ball even went in for that. So both sides stand up once again, ready to go at the scrum again. The referee marks his line for a second time. The ball is in and Thurrock has an excellent drive, but the ball has still gone to the feet of number 8, Abby Brassey. Ball is shipped out lovely, and they've found that hole that I was speaking of earlier for Thurrock, and they are exploiting it as well as they can. And it looks like this could be the first try for Sutton if Abby Jones doesn't get there first. And a beautiful try for Sutton and Epsom. That is number 11, Lucy Hode. No doubt she's very happy with that. That was quite the run for her. I'm sure she'd like a breather. But that was a fantastic team try. They did find that gap and they just ran through it. That was an unfortunate miscalculation for Thurrock. Not quite matching up their numbers and just leaving the wing with too many bodies in front of them and unable to pick which one to hit in time. And then unfortunately that left the fullback to have the same issue. So no doubt they will be learning from that mistake, but what an excellent play from Sutton as they line up to get those extra 2 points in the conversion, though once again this is going to be a difficult angle on the left side. Unfortunately, the earlier player, Esme Newton, could be heard on the other side of the pitch. She's on a set of crutches. And unfortunately, that is a missed kick for Sutton. So the game remains at 26-5. But no doubt that has given Sutton a new wind in their sails. And they'll be looking for another try very soon.
Well done, Sutton. Let's concentrate on this. One goal.
Sophie Scanlon setting up for the kick. Lovely kick downfield just to the left side and just missed by the hands of Erin Belchin. But she picks it up and she continues driving, although Lauren Poole is trying to drive her off the pitch. Somehow that has ended up in the hands of Charlotte Tweedle, who does a lovely step, gets the ball out, and that was very nearly another high from Sutton. Although number 6, Liv Lamb, is very quick to try and get over that ball. But Thurrock continues to drive, and Sutton is just unable to wriggle out the way, being trapped by a pair of Maddie Lockwood's legs. Oh, and she doesn't seem quite happy with that. The referee has told her to politely go back to her line. This time Jess Grace running straight into the body of Zoe McTear. The referee has seen a knock-on. That is unfortunate for Thurrock, but no doubt Sutton are itching to get out of their own half once again. Yet another scrum for Thurrock. Oh, sorry, not Thurrock, Sutton. No doubt the forwards are going to be complaining about the number of scrums there have been this game. Although the referee's seen something once again that he's not happy with. So he's back to the other side of the scrum. A strong drive from Thurrock, but it goes out to Sutton. Small fumble there with the ball in the backs, but they've once again gone to the far wing, running back inside and dragged to the floor by Thurrock. Love to see who that was. I think that was Amy Patel once again. Sutton attempt to drive through, but just brought very short. Thurrock ripped the ball and accidentally score a try. Well, of course not accidentally. That was pure skill from Leah Dixon there. She saw the gap, saw the ball, took it and decided to just plop it down over the far side and wins another 5 points for Thurrock. So that now brings it up to 31-5 to Thurrock. This time it will be a kick from the right side for Sophie Scanlon. It's a right-footed kicker that can be a very difficult angle, but she's obviously proven she's an excellent kicker, so we will see how she fares with this. The wind and rain seem to have ceased for the moment. Although, as I say, that the wind picks up again. Commentator's curse. Lovely kick from Sophie, but just short and right of the post. So the score currently remains 31-5 to Thurrock. And we are approaching 15 minutes into this second half. So no doubt there will be a number more tries to be put on the board. Beautiful kick from Sutton to the hands of Maddie Lockwood, who attempts to skip round Sutton. She does an excellent snap on the ball to get it back to her team. Faye gets a lovely pass out to Amy Battle, who is happy to run straight into contact, but offloads it to number 9, Faye Cox. And once again, Sutton are a little bit slower at rolling away, which is causing some aggravation for Thurrock, but they continue to drive on anyways. This time Amy wriggling her way through the player's arms. Leah Dixon seems to be down for a little while. I'm hoping this isn't another injury, but it looks like it could potentially be a cramp in her calf. The referee's seen something he's not happy with and has paused the game. He seems to be saying that unfortunately Elsie Burns has gone straight off of her feet. Of course, I'm sure that is just her enthusiasm and keenness to get to that breakdown. So the referee has paused the time anyway, and appears to be having a chat with the captains. I would love to know what he's saying. But he appears to be saying the essence of, stop whatever it is I don't like you doing. Hannah seems to be getting further clarification from the referee. So hopefully whatever issue it is, doesn't seem to be the high tackles, is no longer a problem. Yes, it does appear to be a cramp in the calf of Leah Dixon. And, I'm sure she's happy with her try and probably happy to take a breather for the rest of the game, maybe. It's a very lovely gesture from the ref, helping Leah back to her feet. And can't quite tell what's going on now, but she appears to be soldiering on, or possibly not. I cannot quite tell. What on earth is going on? Now it does appear that Leah is off, and I believe that maybe Megan Harris, yes, she's got her classic scrum cap. She will be coming on in replacement of Leah Dixon. Once again, the breeze has picked up, the rain has started again. Always lovely weather for a bit of rugby. Beautiful kick once again from Sutton, straight off, and that curved quite a bit at the end of the kick, so which I believe shows the power of the breeze at the moment. So once again, Sutton has caused Thurrock to retreat back into their own half. No doubt wanting another try on the board for themselves. Lovely throw in from Sutton, immediately creating the maul and replicating Thurrock's stamina from the last maul. But they get it out to the left, but are just caught out and taken away from them by Hannah Thornhill, who is just speeding towards them, finds a gap, exploits it, pushes on through it, manages to evade the tackle, has another two attempt it, but Charlotte grabs it, gives it to Faye, passes it to Jess. Oh, that was a very risky tackle there, and the referee has seen it and awarded the advantage to Thurrock, although I'm once again surprised that this has not resulted in a yellow card as of yet. The referee has brought it back for the earlier infringement and is very unhappy with that high tackle and is telling them once again to keep it down. I believe his frustration may end up in a yellow card the next time, as this is, what, the sixth now of the game?
Quite understandably, Gabby.
Of course, a high tackle is the one no joke in rugby, as anything can happen with a neck injury, and we do not want to think of the worst possible. But of course, anything else obliterating them in a tackle, that is absolutely fine. No one bothers about that. Megan Harris taking the front of this line out, with the Polish throwing the ball to her team. They dummy and it goes just over the head of Elsie Burns, but Thurrock manages to gather it nevertheless. Faye this time taking on the power of a forward and running in to cover her teammate, and Thurrock crushed the ball forward once again. Faye goes looking for the ball, gets it out to the backs, then to Amy Patel. She finds yet another gap, looks for the offload, but unfortunately Sutton is in the way of every Thurrock player. Except Maddie Lockwood, who comes to her rescue. The ball gets passed out wide. It's a lovely, lovely break from Jess Pettifor, and she scores yet another try for this game. And that brings the score to 36-5 to Thurrock. And that was a lovely bit of play, adapting to what was in front of them and, well, what was in their way as well. and it resulted in a lovely try. Once again though, it is out to the right side, so I'm sure Sophie will want to take this quick, knowing that the wind is not on her side and that is a fair distance for her to get the ball. Very lovely kick, and she gets it. I retract my earlier statement. That was a fantastic kick from Sophie and brings us another 2 points to the game, leaving it at 38-5 for the time being. And now we have had Kaylee McHugh come onto the pitch. I'm not quite sure who she's replaced. And we've also had Jade Wong on the pitch, but I believe she's come on to replace Sophie Scanlon. And that was a fantastic kick from Sophie, so well done to her this game. She's had a fantastic game. And just trying to see who's come off. But unfortunately, my eyes are not what they used to be.
Let's go, Sutton!
Because you're so old at 21.
Yes, very old. Sutton prepared to kick. We get the ball in the air down the side of the Thurrock team, misses the hands and goes into touch. Although we appear to be missing a linesman on this far side, so I'm not sure where they've gone. Now we've got Holly Edgway coming onto the pitch for Elsie Burns. Quick pass of the bib. And I'm still trying to work out who came off. And thank you to Wesley Webb on the live stream. We agree, come on T-Birds. Thurrock maintain possession of the ball, gets the ball shipped out. Lovely pass work, and once again a lovely handoff from Amy Patel. She just unfortunately has no one there to offload to. And now Radders has come onto the pitch at scrum half. And I believe Faye has come off the pitch. Sutton have taken the ball, but the referee has seen a knock-on, so Thurrock have the advantage. And it just seems to be a bit of a mess, and another high tackle from Sutton. Although I believe the referee has missed that for the dropped ball. Oh, apologies, Faye was hiding behind the camera for me. She's been moved back to the wing. I believe my missing person was Lauren Paul, who has come off the pitch now. Unfortunately, that is number 2, Erin Belchin, coming off the pitch for Sutton and Epsom. Looks like she's had a bit of an injury. I hope it's nothing serious. She seems to be walking well, so hopefully she'll be okay. But unfortunately, that does put an end to an excellent game for her. She's really stood out today. We've had a number of changes in the last sort of 5 minutes with the scrum, so we will see how this fares. Maddie Lockwood has been moved into the second row. I believe that is Holly Edgway that has taken 8. Oh, and that was a painful collapse of the scrum. And we now have linesman, which is Elsie Burns. That doesn't quite look comfortable for the Epsom player. I can't quite see who that is. That may be number 1, Zoe McTear. But that did look very painful. I do not personally envy the forwards whatsoever with this part of the game. Let's hope this scrum is a little bit more stable this time. The ball is in, and it still looks a bit rickety on this side. But the ball gets out, it's passed back to Radders, who makes a lovely line break. I'm sure her lovely new little baby would be very proud to see that. Lovely pass out by Hannah Thornhill, straight to Amy Patel, who is just non-stop making line breaks today. She's had a fantastic game. Megan Harris takes the ball into contact. A lovely clear out from the team of Amy and Kaylee. Beautiful dive from India Harvey. And Sutton are straight off their feet with that ruck. Well, the referee doesn't seem to call it, and there is another Epsom player on the floor. Hopefully it's nothing serious. She's back up on her feet. Sutton are aware they're on the wrong side. We've got the advantage, and lucky we do have that advantage from the knock on. The referee seems to be reaching for his pocket. And this is a yellow card. That is very unfortunate for number 19. That may be Mariella McLean. She's just come onto the pitch. That is very unfortunate. So this time it is Sutton that is down to 14 players versus 15, and it is Jade Wong to take the kick. And the kick has gone fantastically well for Jade, just staying inside the, well, just this side over the touch line, and has gone straight into touch. It's a fantastic kick. And there I am saying fantastic all over again. So it's once again a line out to Thurrock. Polish takes ready to throw the ball into the line out, straight to the front runner Frenchie. Thurrock are quick to form them all, but Sutton are not giving up so easily, driving it backwards, or more sideways now. Alex takes it out, runs straight into the pack, who struggle with her to the ground with Jo Evans. This time Kaylee McHugh, beautiful run into the contact. And once again Sutton are unable to move, and I'm hoping this isn't an injury, but it does appear to be. Unfortunately, this has been quite an injury-prone game for Sutton. I really hope it ceases from now on. This does not look like a healthy one. Unfortunately, it's number 22, I believe. Unfortunately, I do not know whose name that is, as I do not have a 22 on my team sheet. Although it appears Thurrock have an injury of their own. To the face. Can't quite tell who that is. That could potentially be Jess Grace. Yes, that is Jess Grace. I'm hoping it is just a new hairdo she's trying, if it's getting in her way. But it does seem to be going over her ears, so it could just be precaution. Unfortunately, the Sutton coaches do appear to be a little bit nervous about the number of injuries they're taking on this game, and are trying to work out where to place everybody. This is usually the part of the game that the usual commentator, Ralph Henderson, would have something interesting and knowledgeable to say, but unfortunately I am not Ralph.
been a good, strong game by both sides, Gabby. I think the score probably reflects the play on the pitch, but Sutton have definitely put up a strong defence and at times been very threatening on the Thurrock 22 and indeed on the Thurrock try line. What do you think?
Yes, I agree. There have been a number of times that Thurrock have been, banging on that door of the try line, but equally Sutton have done the same. Unfortunately, it has been Thurrock that has been victorious majority of the time. Looks like the Sutton player is up, but it does not look great. It looks like it is a leg injury. And that is very unfortunate. Once again, we do hope that she has a speedy recovery and it is nothing too serious. But I think Sutton will be having a few sets of crutches needed, unfortunately, on their way home. And, the injury seems to be bad enough that they can't quite get her to the side of the pitch, so she is just over the other side of the dead ball line. So I do apologise for not knowing your name, but we wish you a speedy recovery and hope you are better soon. Referee still not quite happy with the scrum. So we set up once again, this time for a Thurrock scrum. And once again, it has collapsed. Radders takes it very quickly, passes it to Amy, who just manages to catch it over her shoulder. Expects to be tackled, isn't, and just dives for that line. Amy has had an absolutely fabulous game today as she scores yet another try for Thurrock. That brings it up to 43-5 to Thurrock. And Amy has done Jade a lovely favour of dropping it right in front of the post, and it doesn't look like she's even bothering with a tee, so she just drop kicks it straight through and unfortunately onto the balcony that we can't quite get it from at the moment. But that was an excellent kick from Jade, which brings the score further up to 45-5 to Thurrock. And as we approach 30 minutes of the second half, we've only got 10 minutes left of play, and it is unfortunately not looking like Sutton and Epsom are going to be able to make a comeback this game. Of course, we will be seeing them again later in the season anyways, and it will be at their home ground this time, and hopefully it will be a good show once again, as this game, the score definitely does not reflect how well the game has been played by Sutton. So we look forward to coming to Sutton and Epsom against them once again. Though once again there's a little bit of a high tackle from Detty Rees. This time Holly Edgway driving through, being pushed by Amy Patel. Ball gets taken out by Radder straight to the hands of Jess Grace, who makes a lovely line break. Beautiful offload to Polish. And I think Amy just a little bit too quick for her own good. But a lovely offload to Jade Wong. Passes it over to Frenchie, who stops dead in her tracks, confusing a number of Sutton players into contact, taken down by number 8 Abby Brassey, who is just unable to move out of that tackle. Megan Harris runs straight into contact, goes down with a vicious fight, back to the hands of Jess Grace, but unfortunately the very heavy sound of that pass was just a bit too hard for her to quite get hold of. Sutton have therefore turned it over and are no doubt preparing for another run-in with Thurrock. Yes, they are. Brought straight to the ground is number 17, Rachel Balcombe. The referee has seen a knock-on by Thurrock, and it is awarded to Sutton. Once again, we set up for another scrum. And Sutton are quick to get it out, quick to go for the kick, but is delayed. The ball goes up, bounces, and goes off the pitch. It's a lovely kick from Sutton, relieving that pressure instantly from Thurrock.
Excellent exit! Let's go, Sutton!
Once again, we set up for a line out. This time it is Thurrock's once again. Thurrock walk in, go straight to the front to Frenchie. Ball goes out very smoothly. Redders thinks better of passing it, and the ball is straight to the hands of Jess Grace. Number 17 is yelling for the forward pass, of which it was. But it doesn't matter anyway because there was a knock on by Thurrock, so they get the penalty no matter what. I think she should learn quite quickly though, do not tell the ref his own job because he will not thank you for it. Although I'm a massive hypocrite with that one. Although I never say directly to the ref, I say it more in general.
The refs have a hard job, Gabby. They can't see everything. We sit up here at a higher perch and can see far more than they can, so it is a difficult job.
Oh no, I don't disagree, but that doesn't stop the frustration no matter what from a player. Of course, everyone wants an equal and fair game no matter what, but unfortunately not everything can always be seen. This is a very hard scrum from Thurrock. The ball goes AWOL, but unfortunately it has twisted, so the referee has brought it back for the reset of the scrum. Thurrock are determined to win this ball back, although they are still residing currently in Sutton's half. Sutton are showing the potential to reverse that on them. So once again we set up for another scrum. Thurrock continue as they mean to go on, driving back, but unfortunately it's collapsed once again on the left side. But the ball is shipped out very nicely and somehow has found the ground and is a knock-on by Sutton, which is an absolute shame. And at the moment there is another Sutton player currently down, hoping it's not an injury. And she seems to be struggling to her feet. And I think that was quite a hard hit. But there is another Sutton player on the ground. Oh, another two Sutton players on the ground now. The game does seem like it's going to be paused for a little while, so no doubt we're going to have a lot longer left on the clock than currently showing, so please do bear with. The players seem to be back up and running once again. There's likely just a quick check-up, although there does seem to be a few limps. But once again, we set up for another scrum. I'm sure the forwards will be happy once this game is over. Another hefty push from Thurrock. Ball goes straight out the back. Lovely chip kick from Jade Wong. And it's rolling beautifully exactly where it's meant to go. And they have touched it down. There's a brilliant chip from Jade Wong. Beautifully to the hands of, I believe that was Hannah Thornhill, captain for today. And a lovely run in. That was an excellent bit of play. Really fantastic. We've also got Emma West, or Westy, who has also come onto the pitch. Apologies, I also did not see who came off once again. So the score has now been brought up to 50-5, and with the potential of this time Westy taking the kick to get the extra 2 points of the conversion. Overall, I do believe Thurrock has had an absolutely amazing game today. Their drive has been perfect, their defence has been excellent. Of course, there have been a number of knock-ons and things, which is always frustrating, but that is the same with any game. But Sutton have equally defended with everything they've got. Their attack has never wavered, and it really has been a brilliant game to stand and watch today.
Agreed, Gabby. Thurrock have had a barnstormer of a game. They've had a difficult start to the season. They've made the rest of the season difficult for themselves, but this is the way they need to continue the season, playing hard, good rugby the way they usually do.
Entirely agree with that statement. Unfortunately, the kick did not quite make its mark where it was meant to, so the score remains at 50-5 for Thurrock. Kickoff once again from Sutton, straight to the hands of Frenchie, who passes out to Maddie Lockwood, goes into the contact, ducks in, so it does end up a little bit high. But the ball goes left again to Alex, who just about clings onto the ball. Sutton isn't really attempting to bring it to the ground, so she does manage to gain several metres, and Sutton isn't even trying to get out from the muddle of legs. Jade has seen another excellent kicking option. Thurrock are hot on its heels, with a number of them breaking through to put pressure on. The referee has brought it back to the kick. And that is, brought it back for the earlier infringement, as I did say. Number 6, Liv Lamb, not rolling away from the tackle. Of course, a new ruling, or not quite new ruling, more stated ruling, is that you have got to at least make the effort to try and roll away, even if you're unable to. But the yellow card has come back on, which is excellent to see. I believe that was Mariella McLean. So she'll at least be able to play out the final minutes of this game. The kick has not quite gone, has gone straight to the hands of number 15, Amy Hunter. She's found a large gap, run through it, and the ball has gone out and has just been missed. This is number 8, Abby Brassey, making a break for it. Number 13 has then taken it off of her, and Ellie Grove has made a beautiful try under the post for Thurrock. They've done an excellent shift there to get another try on that board. So now the score is 50-10 to Thurrock, but honestly that was brilliantly seen, and again a lovely team try from Amy Hunter, just seeing those gaps, running through them, passing it out, and then eventually getting it over from Abby Brassey to Ellie Grove. Sutton lines up for another kick. Lovely positioning straight in front of the post. No doubt she will be taking home those extra 2 points. And as we near the end of the game.
That's all the fat lady sings.
I'm not quite sure if that's politically correct anymore. Jess Grace and Maddie Lockwood ready to run and chase this ball. But it doesn't faze Sutton whatsoever. As she casually runs up, boots a ball, lovely extra 2 points on the board for them. And she did it so casually as well. So the score is now 50-12 after another brilliant try from Sutton. The referee has just said that there is 4 minutes left of the game, so we'll see if there are any more tries to be put on. Apologies, that is wiping the camera and the tissue has now dropped to the floor.
It's gone over the balcony.
So apologies if it is a little bit blurry. I think it's okay though from my screen. Lovely kick from Jade. Unfortunately doesn't quite make 10, so Thurrock didn't really want to touch that there, but they were forced to as it bounced back over their heads. Referee calls it back for a scrum in the centre of the pitch to Epsom. Yes, there is around 3 minutes, give or take, left of this game. It's been an excellent shift from both sides. I think everyone on the pitch today should be proud of what they've brought to this game, and it was just a fantastic day for rugby. And Thurrock continue to make that a true statement as they take over power of the scrum. It completely spins and Sutton just about get their hands on it, looking for another gap that Thurrock are not willing to open up once again. And once again they come back inside. They attempt to drive through the pitch, but they've not quite got enough bodies on this right side, although Thurrock do need to pull out their line in defence as they are quite bunched. Sutton managed to get the ball up, running very casually, and this could be a second try of this half, and is unfortunately a forward pass followed by a knock onto Sutton. Frenchie giving some brilliant feedback to the rest of the team. I hope the camera picked that up, but I don't think it did. And once again we set up for another scrum with it starting... Will you stop laughing? You're making me laugh. With the scrum in Thurrock's half once again. No doubt Jade Wong is probably wanting to get another kick in before the last whistle. Hi. Brennan is doing a lovely little photo shoot for us now. Her calendar will be coming out at the end of the year. And once again Sutton are just collapsing this right side. The referee doesn't even check to see if everyone's okay before just allowing the game to continue. Amy Patel picks up the ball from a misstep and continues. Maddie Lockwood is on her support, an excellent offload. She's just brought short, but Amy is straight there with her. Although Sutton do attempt to fight it, they just swing round. Polish steps back inside once again, this time Faye over the ball to protect her. And not quite sure what happened there with Maddie, but she made a nice little show of it at least. The referee is seeing that Thurrock is holding on to the ball, so Epsom get the penalty, although I'm not sure they are willing to take a quick ball at the moment. Thurrock sets up ready to receive the kick. Oh, the kick goes quite wide right and not where Sutton wanted it, unfortunately. So it is brought short and we have another line out in the Sutton half. And this will be the last play of the game. And here's a Sutton throw-in. Neither team bothers to lift anyone. It goes to the hands of Holly Edgway, who wrestles her way through, but ultimately has her ankle grabbed by Beth Evans, who brings her to the ground. But the ball is shifted out and straight to the hands of number 13, Ellie Grove. And Sutton seems to be running backwards. A lovely kick from Sutton. I believe that was number... I'm not sure, number 20, so that could potentially be Jennifer O'Brien, but unfortunately that is the last whistle of the game. A brilliant game at that for both teams. That was a real fight between the two, And once again, as I say, the score does not reflect the absolute passion and ambition of Sutton today. And of course, we wish them the best of luck for the rest of the season. We will be facing them again in the not so distant future, but nevertheless, we do wish them the best of luck. Next week, we've got the Thurrock men's team away to Old Colphonians. That will be on the Saturday, and then Thurrock has T-Birds Richmond away on the Sunday 13th of October. So we hope to see you then, but once again, brilliant game. I think it's probably ending at the right time with the weather really coming down now with a bit of light rain and mist. So I'm sure everyone would be very happy to go and have a shower and some nice warm food. And today we do have a ball sponsor and we do have a sponsor for player of the match. I'm just getting it up now as I can't find it. Where is it? Here we go. So the player sponsor of the match is Clive Thomas and the ball sponsor today is HDS Securities. So thank you for sponsoring us. I believe there are a number of girls probably still looking for sponsorship. So please do get in contact if you wish to sponsor one of our T-Birds. And of course we've got our wonderful kit sponsors as well, and we had our sponsors lunch today, so you do get a nice little bit of sandwiches and some treats if you do become a sponsor, which who wouldn't want that? So once again, well done to the ladies of Thurrock. The drive in that game was absolutely brilliant and it was a well-deserved win. And of course, thank you to the referee, who was an excellently fair ref, which is all you can ask for in a game of rugby. But well done to the girls.
We really do appreciate it. You're like the 16th player that we've needed in the last 2 weeks. We've had a really tough 2 away games, we've lost twice, and all we really need is to come to Oakfield and be with you guys again, so thank you so much. Our motto this year is unity is strength, but what makes us so special is the unity we have between us and you, so thank you so much for giving up your Sunday every single time. We appreciate it so much, and hopefully we've just shown you what we can do when we have your help. We're just smiling. Can I take a picture?
Up here.
For the last few years as well, we have our sideline crew and our sponsors that pick a player of the season. The last 2 games of last season kind of got dried off and it didn't happen. So can I invite Lionel to come forward and tell everyone who you have picked for last year's player of the season?
Well, this cup that got given out at the end of last season, so the game was called off. And the girl who won it is no longer playing this season. So Sam.
And yeah, can we have all the sponsors? Every sponsor, can you all come out for a massive picture? Thank you so much for the money.
More sponsors joining. Great support for the Thurrock team here, T-Birds. Thanks again for all your support, and we'll see you at the next game. Thanks and goodbye.